Everybody, welcome to IceHouse Tonight. Hey, it's Tuesday night. Thanks for coming and joining. My name is George Hrab. So excited to be here in the beautiful IceHouse. Look at this place. It's just such character and joie. There's a certain joie here. This is literally my favorite venue in the world. And yes, I only live about half a mile away, but nonetheless, thanks for joining me. I really, really appreciate it. Sit back. I'm going to do a bunch of my songs. I hope you like them. This very first one is something I wrote for my niece and nephew a number of years ago, but I think it still is relevant, and I hope you enjoy it. This is called When I Was Your Age. When I was your age, the phone was tied to the wall with a kinky, twisty 3.5-foot cord. It's hard to believe, but it had a ring that could not be turned off or ignored. You couldn't choose the sound of the ring, it was just the sound. We called the phone, we never heard of a ringtone. When I was your age, our video games looked nothing like the illustrations on the box. All of the graphics consisted of nothing more than simple lines and dots. Missiles were just a few pixels, and the jungle swinging guy, he was a stick figure. Yeah, nothing bigger. When I was your age. When I was your age. When I was your age, we had this stuff called film. You would stick in a camera before you took a shot, and then you had to wait like a month until you could tell what pictures you got. You would hand the film to a guy in a parking lot who lived in a booth. Oh yes, it's the truth. When I was your age, you had to wait till the movie was either in the theater or on TV. If you wanted adventure, you couldn't rent adventure, you just had to wait and see. And once you were watching, you couldn't stop or pause or even try to rewind. But hey, we didn't mind. Nope. When I was your age. When I was your age. You see me as a grown-up, singing from the stage. I bet you can't believe I was ever your age. I was your age. When I was your age, I loved watching Star Wars, but I hear you like Star Wars more than me. I wanted to be Indiana Jones, and Dr. Jones is who you aspire to be. And I loved playing with Lego, and Lego is what you currently build and rearrange. I guess some things never change. When I was your age, I didn't like doing homework, but when it was finished, it always felt real good. I didn't like brushing my teeth, but I brushed my teeth because Bert and Ernie said that I should. I didn't like listening to Mom, though I knew deep inside it was the right thing to do. And hey, so do you. You know what's true before you can say boo. You'll be my age too. True story. Speaking of true story, this next song, everything about it has been researched thoroughly and wholeheartedly and is backed up by men wearing white lab coats, let's just say. This is called the Misconception Song. And once again, everything in this is absolutely true. You don't know what you think you know. What you think you know is often wrong. You don't know what you think you know, but you could know what is in this song. You don't seal in juices by searing meat. You don't get headaches from too much MSG. There's a 50-day shelf life for each Twinkie, though you probably thought they last an eternity. The historical Buddha was not a fat guy. Sharks can get cancer before they die. And though some textbooks say it's true, the blood in your veins is at no point blue. You don't know what you think you know. What you think you know is often wrong. You don't know what you think you know, but you could know what is in this song. Let them eat cake was never said by Marie Antoinette. Marco Polo did not bring home spaghetti. Just because dogs pant doesn't mean they don't sweat. The pads on their paws get a teeny tiny bit wet. Bats are not blind, they have limited sight. Did you know Napoleon was of average height? The Chevy Nova was a hit and it sell in Mexico and Venezuela as well. You don't know what you think you know. What you think you know is often wrong. You don't know what you think you know, but you could know what is in this song. Edison did not invent the incandescent light. Ford did not invent the car or build the first assembly line site. And how about James Watt? Did he invent the steam engine? Not. And though I know that you say that you swear you've seen it, George Washington Carver did not invent the peanut. You don't know what you think you know. What you think you know is often wrong. You don't know what you think you know, but you could know what is in this song. Sugar does not cause hyperactivity. Glass does not flow super slowly. Rust does not cause tetanus. You see, if you want to wake a sleepwalker, hey, feel free. Hair doesn't grow thick after it's shaved off. Cough medicine rarely ever helps a cough. Folks go on and on about the Parthenon, but the golden ratio was never ever drawn. You don't know what you think you know. I said you don't know what you think you know, but you could know what is in this song. Albert Einstein never failed a single math test. A cop doesn't have to say he's a cop if he's pressed. Milk doesn't cause phlegm to come up out of your chest. Lemmings don't kill themselves. Who'd have guessed? It's okay to crack your knuckles. No damage will be done. You can taste everywhere on your tongue. Let me say one thing. No one can rebuke. A vomitorium's an exit and not a place to puke. I mean, come on. You don't know what you think you know. What you think you know is often wrong. You don't know what you think you know, but you could know what is in this here song. Marconi did not invent the radio. Did Thomas Crapper invent the flush toilet? No, no, no. But using their brains and persistence, they improved stuff already in existence. And yet, for some reason, this myth remains that human beings only use 10% of their brains. Humans use 100% of their brains. Humans use 100% of their brains. Please stop saying humans only use 10%. Seriously, if there's one thing you take from this song, it's the very simple fact that humans use 100% of their brains. Key change. You don't know what you think you know, but now you know what you think could be wrong. Now you know what you think could be wrong, because you listen to all of the stuff in this song. Yeah. And now we're all slightly less wrong. There will be a test afterwards, so pay attention. Cheers to everyone out there at home watching. Hope you're all safe and warm and healthy and happy and surrounded by people that love you. Or not, that's fine too. Alone is fine, because we're together right now. Cheers. Here's a song I wrote a number of years ago. It was about a person I used to work for. So this is a song about my boss. This is going out to anyone out there who's ever had a boss and has had to deal with a boss. Because often it's a very similar situation to other people that have had bosses and have had to deal with bosses. This is called Bebop. often wondered what it's like to wear your shoes, running in circles when a straight line's what I choose. You lug the gear, but you don't hear the muse's voice. Less of a passion, much more a career choice. You've had no teacher, and you claim that's your defense. But years tick by and still you love your ignorance. We tried to reach and teach and show effect and cause, but your whole world is pat on back, handshake, applause. Hey Bebop, what's it like to be inside your head? That you refuse to see is dead. Hey Bebop, what's it like to mistake that for this? IGNORANCE can't be bliss. It's like behind your eyes, rose-colored cataracts concocting careful lies. You don't report, you just distort words you receive. You can't even tell that those aren't compliments they leave. Hey Bebop, what's it like to be inside your head, beating a horse that you refuse to see is dead? Hey Bebop, what's it like to mistake that for this? IGNORANCE can't be bliss. You always played the same song, you always played those chords wrong. You never thought anything through. We tried to show you changes, we tried to make arrangements, we tried until our reds were blue. And at the end of it, there was nothing left to do. That's why I'm through with you. I've often wondered what it's like to wear your shoes. You get the paper, but you seldom get the news. And in the end, my take five friend, it's quite absurd. You never think of what you'll hear, just what you've heard. Hey Bebop, what's it like to be inside your head? Beating a horse that you refuse to see is dead. Hey Bebop, what's it like to mistake that for this? IGNORANCE can't be bliss, can it? Going out to all you folks who ever had a boss. Here's another song of mine, which also was thoroughly researched. And again, everything in this song is 100% true. Apart from the pronoun, everything in this song is true. Enjoy. People ask me why I broke into a jail. It's 'cause all my friends were there. Then I preached from the roof of a Wendy's while just clad in underwear. Stole a telephone pole and then I denied it. Stole a cop car with a cop still inside it. To be clear, I was not drinking and driving. I only drank at the red lights. Then I walked out of the Walmart gingerly with steak and lobster down my tights. If you don't believe me, you can be forgiven. You'll understand when you learn what state I live in. I am a Florida man. I am a Florida man. From Jacksonville to Lakeland, I am a Florida man. Gave a fake name to avoid an arrest. The fake name was wanted too. Was caught shoplifting at the Kohl's downtown. I was there for a job interview. Cops look at me as if I was lying when I said the cocaine in my nose wasn't mine. Was asked to leave the park because karate can't be practiced on swans and ducks. Stole a bunch of rare coins worth $30K. The coin star gave me $30. Tried to pay for Mickey D's with weed. Tried to use my own mixtape as ID. Why? I am a Florida man. I am a Florida man. In the handle of the pan, I am a Florida man. Now don't go feeling all superior and assume I am somehow your inferior. Though my living room furniture is out of doors, please remember that my vote counts the same as yours, maybe more. Had relations with a miniature horse, but I used protection just in case. Wore a bull costume, then used pasta sauce to burn down my ex's place. Called 911 when all my vodka ran out. Attacked my family with homemade sauerkraut. Was arrested riding a manatee. Used a public library computer to print out my own counterfeit money. As you listen, there's one thing you must do, and that's believe every word of this is true. Yes, it's true. It's true. Why? I am a Florida man. I am a Florida man with a limited attention span. I am a Florida man. Oh, man. This next tune is another old one of mine, going back a little ways, and this is for anyone who's ever tried to inform someone that the information that they're purveying is incorrect. Sometimes called an argument, sometimes called discussion, depending on what your perspective is. And you get to that point in the argument or the discussion where you realize it's not going to be fruitful to continue. So this is a song called Done Talking. You spit it out, I keep it in. That's why I have this Cheshire grin. You talk it up, I write it down. You wonder why I don't make a sound. Advice, deaf ears, days turn to years. This time, I swear that it's true. I'm done talking to you. I'm done talking to you. I clean it up. You make a mess. It's no excuse to say it's your best. I try to seek, you only hide. Bury your head and wait for the tide to be fit well by turn to sell. This time, I don't know what to do, but I'm done talking to you. I'm done talking to you. Your best intentions, a part of the pavement, heartfelt confessions, not what I meant when I asked for something more. You wanna talk, I need to say, how many hands do we need to play? I want to live, you want to dwell. Why would you throw away what's worked well? Wishing runs dry, pointless to ask why this time. You know that it's true. Oh, I'm done talking to you. Oh, I'm done talking to you. Your best intentions, a part of the pavement, heartfelt confessions, are not what I meant when I asked for something more. I'm a patronizing saint, much more queeg than quaint. You make me what I ain't, but is it what I ain't? No thanks left to shoot. You're deaf, so I'm mute this time. It will have to do. I'm done talking to you. I'm done talking to you. Your best intentions, a part of the pavement, heartfelt confessions, not what I meant when I asked for something more. Once again, if you are just joining, thanks for joining. I appreciate it very much. Don't forget that IceHouse Tonight is an ongoing series. You can always tune in. There's a bunch that have been archived. Please check those out. Check out future shows as well, because they're going to be fantastic and wonderful. And it's such a beautiful mix of music and poetry and all kinds of wonderful stuff to make your Tuesday nights a little bit happier and nicer. So here's a song. If When I Was Your Age was about sort of nerds having children, this next song is sort of like nerds falling in love. This is called Never Knew. Never knew why apples were worth bobbing. I never knew what Batman saw in Robin. I never knew why Jean insisted on singing while getting wet. I never knew how Will Rogers liked every single man he met. But now it's true. Because of you, I do. I never knew how Sherlock could be so good at solving. I never knew how Chuck could just observe and come up with evolving. I never knew why zombies had such a taste for brains. Never knew why high plains drifters insisted on drifting while high on the plains. But now it's true because of you. I do. I never knew how Laird could dive headfirst into 30-foot swells. I never knew how the professor could make so much stuff out of coconut shells. I never knew how gamblers on a winning streak could assume they'd never lose. I never knew why the squares of the sides of a right triangle equal the square of the hypotenuse. But now it's true because of you. Despite my situation of unending frustration, it seems my education is affected by your location. It's true. I never knew how much I never knew. Never knew what rhymed with orange. Until you asked me to fix your squeaky door hinge. Phew. So now it's true because of you. I never knew what I didn't know, 'cause I didn't know if I'd ever get to know what I never knew. It's true. I never know what I didn't know, 'cause I didn't know if I'd ever get to know what I never knew. Till you. I never knew what I didn't know, 'cause I didn't know if I'd ever get to know what I never knew. It's true. I never knew what I didn't know, 'cause I didn't know if I'd ever get to know what I never knew. You know? Huh. I wanted to do a song that's not one of mine, a cover tune, and I was trying to think of what would be good, what would be fun, what would be appropriate more than anything else, and so I found one from the 80s that unfortunately is more appropriate than ever. And this is a tune by a trio, a rock and roll trio from the 80s. Perhaps the most successful rock and roll trio of the 80s, if not of all time, depending on who's keeping score. But this is from an album called Synchronicity, and it's sadly prescient in its message, and I thought it'd be appropriate to do this tune. It's one of my favorites also. Some of my favorite chords in the world are in this song. Once that you've decided on a killing, first you make a stone of your heart. If you find that your hands are still willing, you can turn a murder into art. There really isn't need for any bloodshed. You just do it with a little more finesse. If you can slip a tablet into someone's coffee, you'll find it avoids an awful lot of mess. Because it's murder by numbers. 1, 2, 3. It's as easy to learn as your ABC. Murder by numbers. 1, 2, 3. It's as easy to learn as your ABC. Now that you've a taste for this experience, if you're flushed with your very first success, then you must try a twosome or a threesome. You'll find your conscience bothers you much less. 'Cause murder is like anything you take to. It's a habit-forming need for more and more. You can bump off every member of your family. Anybody else you find a bore. Because it's murder by numbers. 1, 2, 3. It's as easy to learn as your ABC. Murder by numbers. 1, 2, 3. It's as easy to learn as your ABC. Now you can join the ranks of the illustrious in history's great dark hall of fame. All our greatest killers were industrious, at least the ones that we all know by name. But you can reach the top of your profession if you become the leader of the land. For murder is the sport of the elected. You don't even need to lift a finger off your head. Because it's murder by numbers. 1, 2, 3. It's as easy to learn as your ABC. Murder by numbers. 1, 2, 3. It's as easy to learn as your ABC. ABCD. 1, 2, 3. ABC. 160. 170. 180. 190. Of course, by the Police, the one and only band, the Police. And on that note, here's a little tune that has some advice in it. It's called The Least That You Can Do, and it's something that can help us deal with our problems today, I think. It's an easy solution. Again, this is called The Least That You Can Do. It seems like half the world's on fire, the other half is drowning. And happiness is hard to feel when all the world is frowning. Children suffer, parents cry, lives are torn asunder. It sometimes feels there's no relief to all the weight we're under. Bullets fly and airplanes crash and nation battles nation. And we're all doing what we can to help the situation. Now, what if I told you I'd found a way to fix disaster? A simple cure to mend all ills that anyone can master. Please listen as I offer up a cure with no compunction. My remedy involves just 2 words and 1 conjunction. Thoughts and prayers. Just offer up thoughts and prayers. The perfect way to fix a mess with guaranteed success. And best of all, this effort is 100% effortless. Thoughts and prayers. Just offer up thoughts and prayers. The first and only response from you for crises old and new. It's heartfelt and it's humble and it's the least that you can do. Literally. Thoughts and prayers. The perfect way to put on airs. You can announce to all without discretion this glib expression and offer up the one phrase no one ever seems to question. Thoughts and prayers, like rearranging the Titanic's deck chairs, checking the pressure of the Hindenburg's air, buying soup for Linda Blair. So what, it doesn't solve a thing, it shows you care, you really care. Anyone can use these words, they are the best we've got. And they can solve your problems if by solve you mean do squat. But they make you feel good, and that's a universal animus. Who cares if they do any good? You get to feel magnanimous. Oh, thoughts and prayers, like some cheap linguistic laissez-faire. Perfect pronouncements for a public display. It's just the thing to say. And by doing this, you just imply you hope the problem goes away. Thoughts and prayers, sometimes from billionaires. It's a kind of sacrifice, you see. Why can't we all agree? I've said 3 words, is that enough? Just how much do you want from me? Oh, a thought and a prayer from politician or charge d'affaires. Instead of passing some legislation or a regulation. So what if you're elected? Why should you cut short your own vacation? A prayer and a thought. It's like a badge of honor you just bought. You're cashing in on all the lives that were lost, the hopes and dreams that were tossed. I think you are confusing priceless with no cost. Yet sometimes someone grabs a box and fills it with some stuff, or volunteers, or lends a hand, or does a job that's tough. You're doing God's work, they say, but somehow misconstrue it. Of course we have to do God's work, it's not like God'll do it. Oh, thoughts and prayers. I've had enough of your thoughts and prayers. My intention is not to displease, but I am ill at ease with how all your investment stops right after all your sympathies. Thoughts and prayers. I'm distraught with this entire affair. Even though your moral sense may be stinking, here's a thought I'm thinking. I pray you're never gonna have to deal with any trauma. But if you do, I'll be sending out my thoughts and prayers to you. And then you'll see how much good it'll do. I'm going to pop back over to the piano here for a second. This is a song about redemption, I guess you could say, without getting too maudlin and heavy, but it's a song about redemption. This is called Atlanta. Was lost. The roads left did not seem right. covered the cost with spare change picked up after each fight. Saw the path that I was bound to take. Though I checked the math, I refuse to admit a mistake. How could I know what would happen at the end of that night? Atlanta, you saved me. Yeah, you saved me. Time went fast, courting kindness not easily dismissed. First to the mast, when sounds of sirens grow hard to resist. Captain in part, reading maps filled with ways of because. Although I had a chart, I refused to admit where I was. How could I know that my rescue was just out of sight? Atlanta, you saved me. Yeah, you saved me. Atlanta, you saved me. Oh, you saved me. Past paths more pathetic, the forest before us. To think it's synthetic for someone to adore us. But I found the trail, though the sands had all shifted, overwhelmed by the weight of the load that was lifted. Suddenly, all the words that used to weigh me down get to be the same words lifting me off the ground. Atlanta, you saved me. Yeah, you saved me. Atlanta, you saved me. Oh, you saved me. You saved me. You saved me, you saved me. You saved me. So I live in town here in Bethlehem and love it. I've been here almost 30 years, which I can't quite comprehend, but it's true. And one of my favorite places in Bethlehem is the Sun Inn Courtyard. And I'll sit there and I'll play guitar and Sometimes when I sit and play guitar there, people will see me with a guitar and they'll give me a look, something akin to someone sitting there with a severed head in their lap. And they go, and I said, no, it's just a guitar. It's okay. It's okay. And they'll ask me to play something. And usually they'll listen for a minute or two and then walk away, shaking their heads. So I thought, you know what? Let me write a song. Let me write a song that's appropriate for that situation. So this is called Ya Famous. I sit in the park and play. And folks walk up to me and sometimes say, hey, play something. Go on, give us a show. Is there something you've written that we might all know? And I say, you've never heard of me, no, not a word from me. Everything that I have made remains all unshown. A title you request must surely be in jest. I promise you I am completely unknown. This is the song I'll play to try and appease. I haven't got long, okay, at least you said please. You've never heard me sing or seen me do anything, and when I am done you won't remember my name. I'll play if you insist, there's no point to resist, but you will be unimpressed by my lack of fame. So this is the song I'll choose if you ask me to play. You'll nod and smile politely, then you'll turn and walk away. Why don't you turn and walk away? I won't be famous anytime soon, but I can play a pretty fine tune. I won't be famous anytime soon, but I can play a pretty fine tune. I never do complain at my lack of fame. I would rather walk the mall anonymously. I'm sure you're unimpressed by my lack of abs and chest, but I hope that you'll like my chords and melody. They say we each have one thing at which we do excel. My one thing is I know the house band's way better in hell. Way better in hell. I won't be famous anytime soon, but I can play a pretty fine tune. I won't be famous anytime soon, but I can play a pretty fine tune. So these are the lyrics you'll never email to your friends. But don't feel bad for me, I know how this story ends. I won't be famous anytime soon, but I can play a pretty fine tune. I won't be famous anytime soon, but I can play a pretty fine tune. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Da 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 da. I believe I have time for one more, a quick one. I want to Thank you all for tuning in. I want to thank IceHouse Tonight. I want to thank Fig Magazine. I want to thank the fantastic people that are giving their time and equipment and effort and talent and skill to make this kind of a thing possible. Like I said, please tune in for future episodes, as well as check out the archived episodes that are living here on the Facebook page as well as on the YouTube page. And thanks to IceHouse Tonight so much for making this something to do whilst the world is ending. Here's one more quick one for you. This is not mine, but I thought it was kind of appropriate for where we are. The sun'll come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow there'll be sun. Just thinking about tomorrow wipes away the cobwebs and the sorrow till there's none. When I'm stuck with a day that's gray and lonely, I just stick out my chin and grin and say, the sun'll come out tomorrow, so you better hang on till tomorrow. Come what may, tomorrow, tomorrow, I love you tomorrow. You're always a day away. Tomorrow, tomorrow, I love you tomorrow. You're always a day away. Vote. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.